You're doing everything right. Oil changes every 5,000 miles using quality filters, checking your fluids. But there's one mistake you're probably making that could destroy your Honda engine in under 50,000 miles. And the worst part? Most mechanics won't catch it until it's too late. I've seen it hundreds of times. A perfectly maintained Honda comes into the shop with catastrophic engine failure, scored cylinder walls, blown head gaskets, seized pistons. The owner's confused. They followed the manual, they did the maintenance, but they missed one critical thing. Today, I'm breaking down the single biggest mistake Honda owners make, and it's not what you think. It's not skipped oil changes or cheap filters. It's something way more subtle, something that happens slowly, silently, until one day your engine just gives up. Stick around because I'll show you exactly how to check if you're making this mistake right now and how to fix it before it costs you $6,000 in engine repairs. Let's get started. The mistake: ignoring short trip driving damage. Here it is, the mistake that's killing Honda engines everywhere. Short trip driving without proper compensation. Let me explain. Most Honda owners drive their cars the same way every day. Start it up, drive 10 minutes to work, shut it off. Drive 5 minutes to the grocery store, shut it off. Quick trip to pick up the kids, shut it off. Sound familiar? Here's the problem. Your Honda engine needs to reach full operating temperature to function properly. That means around 195 degrees Fahrenheit to 205 degrees Fahrenheit for most models. When you only drive short distances, your engine never gets hot enough. The oil stays thick, moisture doesn't burn off, and fuel doesn't fully combust. What happens next is a slow-motion disaster. Oil becomes contaminated with fuel, water, and combustion byproducts. That contaminated oil can't lubricate properly. Parts start wearing faster. Sludge builds up in the oil passages. Carbon deposits form on valves and piston rings. And here's where it gets really bad. On Honda's 1.5T engines, the direct injection system is especially vulnerable. Fuel can dilute the oil, causing the oil level to actually rise instead of fall. You check the dipstick and think, hey, I'm good on oil. But what you're actually looking at is a mixture of oil and gasoline that can't protect your engine. I've seen engines with oil that smelled like a gas station. Owners had no idea because the level looked fine. Then one day, boom, engine knock, metal shavings in the oil, complete failure, all because of short trips. Why this happens in Honda engines, specifically. You might be thinking, but I've driven other cars the same way and never had issues. Here's why Hondas are different. Modern Honda engines, especially the turbocharged 1.5T and 2.0T models, run incredibly efficiently. That's great for fuel economy, but it means they take longer to warm up. Combine that with direct injection, where fuel is sprayed directly into the cylinders, and you've got a recipe for problems. In cold conditions, some of that fuel doesn't burn completely. It washes down the cylinder walls and mixes with the oil in the crankcase. On older port-injected engines, fuel was mixed with air before entering the cylinders, so this wasn't as big an issue. But direct injection? It's a different game. Honda even issued a service bulletin about this for 2016 to 2018 CR-Vs and Civics with the 1.5T engine. They acknowledged the oil dilution problem and extended warranties in some cases. But here's the thing, the bulletin focused on extreme cases. What about the gradual damage happening in thousands of other Hondas? That's what most owners don't realize. Even if your engine isn't covered by the bulletin, short trip driving is still doing damage. How to tell if you've been making this mistake? Alright, so how do you know if your Honda's already suffering from short trip damage? Here are the warning signs. Sign 1. Your oil smells like gasoline. Pull the dipstick, wipe it on a clean rag, and smell it. Fresh oil has a distinct petroleum smell. Contaminated oil smells sharp, almost like straight gasoline. If your oil smells like gas, you've got fuel dilution. Sign 2. Your oil level is rising, not falling. Check your oil when the engine's cold. Write down the level. check it again after 1,000 miles. If the level went up instead of down, that's fuel mixing with the oil. Normal engines consume a tiny bit of oil over time, so the level drops slightly. If yours is rising, that's a red flag. Sign 3. Dark, gritty oil before 3,000 miles. Fresh oil should stay relatively clean for at least a couple thousand miles. If it's black and gritty after just 1,000 to 1,500 miles, your engine's not burning fuel cleanly. That's a sign of incomplete combustion, common in engines that never get up to temp. Sign 4. Rough idle or hesitation on cold starts. When you first start your car in the morning, does it idle rough for the first minute? Does it hesitate when you give it gas? That could be carbon buildup on the intake valves or fuel system contamination, both caused by short trip driving. Sign 5. Decreased fuel economy. If your Honda used to get 32 miles per gallon and now it's down to 28 miles per gallon with the same driving habits, something's wrong. Contaminated oil increases friction. Carbon buildup reduces efficiency. Your engine has to work harder, burning more fuel. If you're seeing any of these signs, your engine's already taking damage. But don't panic, you can fix it. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. The fix: how to reverse the damage. The good news: if you catch this early, you can reverse most of the damage and prevent future problems. Here's exactly what to do. Step 1. Change your oil immediately, even if you're not due. If you've been doing short trips and your oil's contaminated, get it out now. Use a quality full synthetic oil, Honda Genuine or a top brand like Mobil 1 or Castrol Edge, and always replace the filter. Don't wait for the maintenance minder, just do it. Step 2. Switch to shorter oil change intervals. Normally, Honda recommends 5,000 to 7,500 miles between changes. But if you're a short trip driver, cut that in half. Change your oil every 3,000 miles or every 3 months, whichever comes first. Yes, it's more frequent. Yes, it costs more, but it's way cheaper than a new engine. Contaminated oil does damage fast. Fresh oil gives your engine a fighting chance. Step 3. Take a weekly Italian tune-up. Once a week, take your Honda on a longer drive, at least 20 to 30 minutes on the highway. Get the engine up to full operating temperature and keep it there. This burns off moisture, evaporates fuel from the oil, and cleans out carbon deposits. Think of it like giving your engine a deep breath after a week of shallow breathing. You don't need to redline it or drive aggressively. Just sustained highway speed, around 60 to 70 miles per hour for 20 minutes. This simple habit can extend your engine's life by tens of thousands of miles. Step 4. Use a fuel system cleaner. Every 3,000 miles, add a bottle of quality fuel system cleaner to your gas tank. Something like Techron, Seafoam, or BG44K. These cleaners help break down carbon deposits on intake valves, injectors, and combustion chambers. For direct injection engines, this is especially important. Carbon buildup is your enemy, and these cleaners help fight it. Step 5. Consider a professional engine flush. If your engine's already showing signs of sludge buildup, a professional engine flush can help. This isn't something you do yourself. Take it to a trusted mechanic or Honda dealer. They'll use specialized chemicals to dissolve sludge and varnish, then drain it all out with a fresh oil change. It costs around $100 to $150, but it can restore oil flow and prevent future blockages. Don't do this more than once though, and only if you really need it. Too many flushes can actually cause problems by loosening chunks of sludge that block oil passages. Prevention: how to avoid this mistake going forward. Now that you've fixed the problem, here's how to make sure it never happens again. Strategy 1. Combine your short trips. Instead of making 3 separate trips, plan your day so you do everything in one loop. Start the car, let it warm up for 30 seconds, then drive to all your destinations before shutting it off. This keeps the engine at operating temp longer and reduces the number of cold starts. Strategy 2. Let your car warm up, but not how you think. Don't sit in your driveway idling for 10 minutes. That's wasteful and doesn't help. Instead, start the car, wait 30 seconds for oil to circulate, then drive gently for the first 5 minutes. Keep RPMs below 3,000 and avoid hard acceleration until the temp gauge reaches the middle. This warms up the engine faster than idling and is way better for your car. Strategy 3. Monitor your oil between changes. Once a month, check your oil level and condition. Look at the color, smell it, feel it between your fingers. If it's black and thin after just 1,000 miles, you know you need to change it sooner. Catching contamination early prevents long-term damage. Strategy 4. Park in a garage if possible. Cold starts are harder on engines than warm starts. If you can park in a garage, especially in winter, your engine will warm up faster and suffer less wear. Even an unheated garage is better than sitting outside in freezing temps. Strategy 5. Use a block heater in extreme cold. If you live somewhere with harsh winters, invest in an engine block heater. Plug it in overnight, and your engine will start warm. This dramatically reduces cold start wear and helps oil flow immediately. They cost around $50 to $100 and can add years to your engine's life. Other common mistakes that make this worse. Short trip driving is the big one, but there are other mistakes that compound the damage. Mistake 1. Using conventional oil instead of synthetic. Conventional oil breaks down faster, especially under stress. If you're doing short trips, you need the extra protection of full synthetic. It costs a bit more, but it handles contamination better and lasts longer. Mistake 2. Ignoring the PCV valve. The PCV valve helps remove moisture and fuel vapors from the crankcase. If it gets clogged, those contaminants stay in your oil. Check your PCV valve every 50,000 miles. It's a cheap part, usually under $20, and takes 10 minutes to replace. Mistake 3. Overfilling the oil. Some people think more oil is better. It's not. Overfilling can cause the crankshaft to whip the oil into foam, reducing its ability to lubricate. Stick to the dipstick's full mark. Mistake 4. Using the wrong oil viscosity. Honda specifies 0W20 for most modern engines. Don't go thicker, thinking it's better protection. Thicker oil takes longer to circulate on cold starts, which is exactly when your engine needs it most. Mistake 5. Skipping air filter changes. A clogged air filter restricts airflow, making your engine run rich. That means more unburned fuel, which ends up in your oil. Change your air filter every 12,000 miles or once a year. It's a $15 part that makes a real difference. Real-world example: the 2017 CR-V story. Let me tell you about a customer I'll never forget. She brought in a 2017 CR-V with only 48,000 miles. Said it was running rough and burning oil. I checked the dipstick. The oil level was actually high, and it reeked of gasoline. Turned out she drove 6 miles to work and back every day. That's it. Never took it on the highway. Never let it warm up properly. For 2 years, fuel had been slowly diluting her oil. The engine developed sludge in the oil galleries. The piston rings were clogged with carbon. The valve seals were shot. We drained the oil, and it looked like chocolate milk. Oil, fuel, and water all mixed together. The repair estimate? $5,800 for a new short block. She was devastated. She'd followed the maintenance minder, changed the oil when it said to, used Honda filters. But nobody told her about short trip damage. If she'd known to change her oil more often and take weekly highway drives, that engine would still be running strong today. Don't let that be your story. Why dealers don't warn you about this. You might be wondering, if this is such a common problem, why don't dealers warn people? Simple. They make money fixing broken engines. Think about it. If they told every customer, hey, change your oil every 3,000 miles if you do short trips, they'd lose revenue on oil changes and major repairs. Plus, most service advisors aren't mechanics. They follow the maintenance schedule in the computer and don't think beyond that. and Honda's official position. They designed the maintenance minder to account for driving conditions, except it doesn't always catch severe short trip situations, especially on older models or in extreme climates. So the responsibility falls on you. Educate yourself, monitor your car, and don't rely on the system to protect you. Final thoughts. Short trip driving is killing Honda engines every single day. Owners who think they're doing everything right are slowly destroying their cars without realizing it. But now, you know the truth. You know the warning signs. You know how to fix it. And you know how to prevent it. So here's what I want you to do today. Go check your oil. Smell it. Look at the level. If anything seems off, change it immediately. Then, commit to one long drive per week. Just 20 minutes on the highway. That's all it takes. Do this, and your Honda engine will last 300,000 miles or more. Ignore it, and you're looking at catastrophic failure before 100,000 miles. The choice is yours. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.